Okay, good evening to all of you. So I'm very glad to have this opportunity to do a small contribution on this conference. And during the since morning, I have been hearing very interesting topics in very diverse subjects. So I've also learned quite a lot to say. I have a long name to just to avoid the complexity of the pronunciation. So I introduce myself shortly as Bala. I work in the data management analytics division in Cheneka. So today I'll share with you just I'll give you some idea about the AI activities that is going on in Cheneka and give you some glimpse about the new project that is about to be started, which is Smart Bologna project. Firstly, our AI activities. For a supercomputing center like us, embracing the AI challenge is really, really difficult. Reasons being that the fast pace of changes in the hardware and software architectures. And we confront this AI and big data challenge by providing a balanced provision of both cutting edge resource and also the technical support. In a sense, what I mean is that not only the infrastructure, but also providing the ease of use platform. As far as infrastructure is concerned, we have Marconi 100 in production and succeeding in very soon. Two more HPC facilities going to be start its production, and the part of infrastructure will be dealt by our director Sanchio Bassini tomorrow. As far as the technical support is concerned, we engage ourselves in very diverse activities like installation and maintenance of software stacks for that is necessary to do AI experiments. We also do benchmarking of AI codes on demand by our clients. At some instance, we also give performance consultations to our clients, as we know that as far as AI is concerned, there is no one size fits all solution. So depending upon the problem, depending upon the data, sometimes we give technical consultations to our clients. And in some projects, again on demand, we also develop our own machine learning models. Besides all these, we strongly believe also in knowledge sharing. At Cheneka, we are highly committed to provide high-end courses on data science and machine learning to audience who come from university setup, also to enthusiasts from private sectors and industries. And these courses are provided by very expert professionals. These courses also allow students to have hands-on training on to address real-world use case problems and to apply AI with the help of HPC. That's all about our support for AI. Having said that, I'll just give you some glimpse or some panorama of some recent ongoing projects. As far as AI initiatives are concerned, in Cheneka, multifarious activities based on AI is going on. And these activities are fueled by data sets of very diverse features and also from very diverse domains. Here I've just given you a few examples. For example, Orchestra is a Horizon 2020 European project where we are trying to we have 23 partners and we are trying to collect a database of large COVID cohorts, and we have something like 23 partners participating from 4 different continents. So the idea is to provide data management, give a database that will be applied by the modelers to address many scientific questions using standard statistical analysis and also machine learning. NIC is a project where we are trying to provide a GDPR compliant environment which is highly protected for data privacy and security to create a database of national genomics database, and it has implications on conceiving AI for personal or even predictive medicine. Then Shibile is another project where we used simulation data to predict extreme weather events with machine learning. And Highlander is another ongoing project where we also participate with ECMWF, where one of our clients is applying machine learning on satellite images to monitor the green cover management. And Myriad is another recent project that in which we work with the Bruno Kessler Foundation, where they apply the nowcasting technique on radar data to predict extreme precipitations. And finally, in RAW, it's a project where we used historic data to analyze television program performances and audience preferences. As you have seen, our challenge here is to facilitate data management, analytics, and machine learning of data coming from very, very diverse domains and very diverse dimensions. Okay. Having said that, now I move to the smart city, smart Bologna project. After giving a small introduction to what I mean in my perception of smart cities. So the previous speaker has very clearly defined about the smart cities and objectives and problems and technologies involved, etc. Well, the reason that I believe that the rising focus on smart cities is because of the too much urbanization. Currently, about 3.3 billion people live in urban areas, and in 2030, it is predicted to cross 5 billion people. So that can be, as he said before, there can be many perceptions or ideas about smart cities. But what I conceive, especially taken from this article, is that it's an effort where we try to integrate through Internet of Things the infrastructure and services as a cohesive units so that they can be monitored and controlled by intelligent devices to enable the modern city to function in a smart and sustainable ways. The nice thing or the about this component is that where one side you have the technology oriented IoT and other side you have the smart city which is user oriented. So they both come along each other on a common merging point so as to let each other use its own advantage and also lead to the evolution of one another. And I think we as a resource provider, we have a very important role in the merging point between technology oriented and user oriented factors. From smart city, I will just move to one of the components of the smart city, which is smart mobility, also called as the intelligent transportation system, where we apply IoT-based technological advancement to facilitate the ease of mobility within the smart cities, providing a wider accessibility and efficiency to the citizens. I think smart mobility within the smart city component, smart mobility is one of the well addressed component of smart cities because we all are somehow connected to the smart mobility issues. Like when we come to every day, when we commute to the office, the traffic congestion that we see, the long time to go from point A to B, finding a parking slots or finding fuel slots, or also the pollution management by the municipality. So it's somehow we are more easily connected. We can consume when someone talks about smart mobility. Now I directly go on to the project. So before I show you the idea of the project, I'll just give you the partners we involved in this project. We are totally 8 partners involved in this project, and we are going to work for 18 months together to finish this project. I believe personally that the success of the project does not depend only on the idea or novelty of the project, but also depends upon the expertise of the individual partners. As you can see in this project, we have representation. For example, University of Bologna represents the academy, and we have several partners from industry and Municipality of Bologna that represents the public administration, and we also have Cheneca along with the data group. We provide support for data-centric aspects of this project. The overall idea of the project is to conceive a mobility service. It's a conceptual project where we want to develop and validate in a real smart city environment and with a demo vehicle, a proof of concept of a mobility service. In a sense that we want to design and develop a prototype cloud platform for a smart city and for smart mobility services. The idea is that it has a 3-stage where we collect the raw data, and then from the raw data that will be processed to create aggregated data that will be moved to some cloud facility to create the final services. Here, one of the important aspect of the project is to enable a prototype vehicle which is equipped with an electronic horizon functions which has the ability to do vehicle to network communications. Once the smart service is created, we enable to connect it to the citizens and the drivers through either through not only through an online portal but also through an application. This project mainly has three components. One is technological component, where comes the necessity to develop a vehicle with onboard device, and we are also going to test it on zones of limited traffic, and these zones will be defined by the municipality of Bologna. And we in Seneca, we provide the infrastructure for platform implementation and assurance of data security and data protection. And the final part of the project is all about showing at least one of as a proof of concept, one mobility service that will be integrated with the real-time management of zones of limited traffic areas in Bologna. So the overall idea is to provide mobility as a service so as to enable both the citizens and municipality of Bologna to control its mobility, to increase the ease of driving, and to do environmental pollution management. So basically, besides creating a mobility service, this project we believe is also going to provide us opportunities to learn and explore solutions to better improve the communications between IoT and cloud to facilitate efficient smart service. Once, because here we have a two kind of interactions that are crucial. One is the communication between the vehicle and the network, and the communication between the vehicle and another vehicle, both equipped with these the devices that are being developed for this project. So once the proof of concept is optimized, this project will enable us to conceive many different services such as the city management, traffic and mobility, like finding the nearest charging stations, car parking and car sharing, etc., etc. And before concluding my talk, I'll just give you that the role of Chineka in this project will be providing infrastructure to provide data management, processing, and the training of large-scale machine learning models. As we know that since morning we have quite heard about this word smart cities, which is now the projects on smart cities accelerated by the marriage of Internet of Things and AI. But I also take this opportunity to present you another new concept that is rising, which because of the marriage between IoT and AI helps the city, may help a city to transform from an automated city to autonomous city. So this concept has been recently coined by Federico Gurguello in his recent articles in Frontiers in Sustainable Cities. And he shows with the ground examples and already done experimentations. He coins this concept as urban artificial intelligence, in which talks about the manifestations of AI not only in providing the smart services but also self-governing the smart services. So I think on this context, providing resources that can facilitate both IoT and AI would be playing a very critical role, I suppose. So with this, I conclude my talk by thanking you all for your patient attention.